2. No time for playing around. Week 1 was about testing things, seeing what you can get away with, seeing what players you really want to integrate in. And Jungkook will be starting us off, which like he did in the last week. Starting off with the first 2 maps, where GC Busan Wave are at least 1-0 on control. Now, can they keep it that way? And this is a very interesting comp. I was waiting for the doors open to see if this was serious, but the double sniper with Sombra and the Heurix solo tank.
This is interesting too because they have the Lucio, so they can make these really quick rotations and get away from RunAway. RunAway recognize that, so they're going to be playing that little chess game of swapping things around just a little bit as Mag does indeed go over to the Winston, and they're gonna need that ability to jump onto GC Busan Wave to take them down. So GC Busan Wave, what do? They make an adjustment themselves. Jungkook actually going over to the Brigitte here, and Ritz is actually the one playing the Orisa.
I also do like the Brig swap from Jungkook just to give someone to stop Mag. You need to stop him. And look, they're already pressuring back GC Busan Wave, RunAway in firm control of the middle of the map, but they did lose one of their main healers. That Ana is now out of the picture. But the beauty of running triple support is you have 2 more to go. See RunAway just really not chasing too many kills. They're holding the area, and GC Busan Wave losing their Brig. They're already up to their first EMP. Edison unleashes it onto the rest of RunAway. Can you imagine Edison gets EMP before Hisu?
Well, he was on it for a little bit longer than Hisu as well, so he had some time to get that ult charge up and also set up the Sombra duel a little bit better, as he was going to be able to get some of those hacks off before Hisu actually even made the adjustment over. So yeah, RunAway, he's going to be going ahead, or they're going to go ahead and win that point now, and GC Busan Wave making some swaps themselves. They're going to be a little bit behind, so now they have to come into this fight. RunAway very much ahead, but Mag gets completely taken down.
Oh, the 6-man EMP from Hisu, and the anti-insult to injury. RunAway looking so good on the Sombra 3-2-1, holding on to it and now taking the lead.
And that's just the difference in having the ultimate economy. GC Busan Wave would have loved to hang on to that point for a little bit longer so that when they did make swaps, it was after RunAway were forced to use ultimates. Well, that was not the case. RunAway had a stockpile going into that fight there. So now we're going to see RunAway coming in here. We do have RunAway right now actually under fire. Again, LeGDAY taken down first.
That's good. The EMP hit him. I can't use the barrier if you're dead. True facts. But Mag now has the Primal Rage, and RunAway can keep control of this. GC Busan Wave now entering the middle, and it's going to be Jungkook leading the charge. But Mag is causing a ruckus with this Primal, and Jungkook, all he can do is try and swing away. Hopefully try and take back control, but that Primal is all about disruption. RunAway almost at 70%. They're starting to lose their health pools. LeGDAY dead again in the focus fire of GC Busan Wave, who have the ultimates, have regained control, now can hold on to the doorways.
And something to take note of is RunAway dropping someone at the beginning of every single fight. Mag, the fight before, LeGDAY, that fight there. So they have to make sure that they're protecting everybody in their lineup so that they can actually have a really efficient 6v6. RunAway just hasn't had much of that so far. This time around, they're the ones to get the pick. Edison out of the picture already, and Hisu so close to the... Oh, never mind.
Oh! That would have been the fight for them to win. Both Sombras out of the picture. Edison will be back quicker. Doesn't have the EMP, but Jungkook will be awoken with a shatter if he wants to mess with Mag, who still fighting for the point. GC Busan Wave just want to keep stalling this one out. There's the EMP first from Hisu. Lands almost on every one of GC Busan Wave, but what importantly is that Daydream using that barrier to keep them topped up. Ritz gets dangerously low. Big source of DPS now gone for GC Busan Wave, who are ready to respond with their EMP. There is Edison. RunAway, only a few of them hit. You can see Mag still alive and well, but now who will regain control of this fight? It seems GC Busan Wave still accumulating points here.
On top of that, RunAway, this is just a brawl. This is chaos. This is not something that you're used to seeing from RunAway, and it seems like GC Busan Wave might be thriving inside of that.
A great grab from Ritz, cleaning up the fight for them. They will retake this one. RunAway will have one last chance, and they got staggered out. Oh, and Mag's gonna be the latest to the party. And this could just be going to GC Busan Wave here.
Yeah, RunAway is all about order, and there has been none of that so far in this. They do manage to trigger that overtime with LeGDAY, but he's hacked, so he's going to be taken down. I don't know if they can even get there, and they can't. GC Busan Wave with the first round of Busan. Looking like that home field advantage might be what they need.
The good luck is kicking in, but I think the big difference in comps that I want to talk to you about is the D.Va versus Zarya.
Oh, yeah.
So we saw that GC Busan Wave kept their Zarya, Ritz, and RunAway opted to keep Q on D.Va. What'd you think of that?
Well, I think that is just kind of the nature of, first of all, starting with Mag on the Winston. I mean, with them starting on the Winston there, QQ wants to play the D.Va. So given the kind of musical chairs that occurred, RunAway, they're just basically kind of stuck into playing that D.Va at that stage. And now we can also see maybe how there's going to be a major thing to look at with QQ coming in over Yaki, where that would be your standard approach to running the Zarya with the the Sombra, and QQ with the D.Va there. They maybe can play a little bit more of the Ana. That's what RunAway likes to do, but still, that is something to consider for RunAway with their roster, that QQ is going to be a lot of times a lot better off on the D.Va than the Zarya, and if they want to play the Zarya, they need to have Yaki in the roster.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't expect the Sombra mirror. They got forced almost because of Edison being on that, and they're going to keep doing that. And also having Fielder on the Moira to see if they have more healing output due to Shui being on the Pharah.
Oh, some swaps being made. Shui being on the Pharah means GC Busan Wave. Yeah, they have that healing output difference here with Fielder on the Moira, as you were saying. And as they make these rotations, they're looking for that opening, trying to expose the Ana in the back, but it's them who gets exposed first.
I think Edison might have gotten hacked, so it's a great assassination from Hisu to take out his counterpart. So you have to, I think what I liked about Edison week 1 is he had great uptime, but can he still have the value of the EMPs? You need to land on those support. Shui cleaning things up on the Pharah. And now that RunAway get to get the point back, they can play this defensively, which, well, I was going to say was going to favor Shui, but I guess not.
RunAway looked like they were going to be able to win that fight, but that's just the power of having the Moira there, the extra little bit of sustain. I mean, Alpha Yi, he dropped, but he was able to get off a really clutch health pack to his teammates as well. So GC Busan Wave, they're able to stick out purely through the fact that they were able to out-sustain RunAway in that last fight. RunAway obviously a lot more lethal, but speaking of lethality, RunAway, they've got the EMP, they've got the barrage to combo with it should they need to, and they might have to.
Yeah, is it going to be the EMP or the Primal first? There's the EMP first from Hisu, the barrage combined with it from Shui on top. And that's pure cleanup, RunAway. In just pure dominance. This is what they've been known for in Contenders Korea and GC Busan Wave, though they're making it hard to give up the point.
There's the EMP counter from Edison. They're trying to get back into this fight, but RunAway hanging on right now. They also have the nano boost out from Gangnam Jin as well as they're cleaning things up. I don't think GC Busan Wave can do anything other than just sustain here and try to keep this point in their favor for a little bit longer.
He really wants to kill Fielder. We'll even use the Primal on him. Moira's, they say heroes never die, but Moira's as well. They have a ton of self-heal. But RunAway, it took them so long to get that point back, despite using EMP, Barrage, and Primal. They will finally get that back. And GC Busan Wave got kind of caught still contesting and still trickling in, but now they're going to need to get their full reset going.
GC Busan Wave know that they have to deal with the ground game quickly and try to punish any kind of overextension made by either Hisu, QQ, or Mag if they can do it. They know that they can't realistically contest Shui and Lee Jae-gon in the sky, very consistently. So what they have to do is they have to make sure that they can find ways to kill off Jonggu, Ritz, Alpha Yi. It's going to be very difficult playing that ground game if you are RunAway, unless you can get some pressure from the skies.
And Hisu gets that hack on the Jonggu, and he has the EMP at his disposal. Everyone is there, but they're going to try and win the fight without it. He also needs to stay alive using the translocate to get out, but he doesn't decide to use the EMP. He would rather die with it. But meanwhile, RunAway still sort of alive. At least they will lose this fight, but maybe extend this to 80+%. GC Busan Wave have some time to catch up.
This is important, actually. QQ sustaining here for a little bit longer means that they actually are in a great position should they win this fight. And again, they have that EMP barrage combination to play off of. If they can hold the Primal Rage from Mag, they actually could sustain till pretty much 99%. And if they can generate something for themselves after that, they might have a shot here. Maybe another EMP if they can get a second.
Nellius, while dying with the EMP, now they'll have it ready for the next fight. They want to have all their members ready for this. They wait for GC Busan to engage, and there it is, the barrier. This almost saves everyone but Jonggu, and Edison got hacked, so he couldn't counter with his own EMP. So that's the sort of awareness RunAway had, the sort of tracking they have, and he's recognizing that, always now countering and keeping Edison in check. And we talked about this before the match started. If Edison doesn't pop off. What does GC Busan Wave have left? And now in overtime, GC Busan Wave, we'll see if they can finish this one out.
Well, the EMP at the ready. I mean, GC Busan Wave has virtually everything, and they also have a kill on the QOQ. RunAway, I don't think they have any hope of being able to deal with this.
Oh, the overtime wick is burning away. RunAway just want to keep this fight going, but they're getting zoned away. Can you believe this? RunAway dropping that first control map to GC Busan Wave.
And this is something that we saw as well last week, where RunAway, they did drop that first round. And now they're dropping yet another here as well. And this time on Busan versus GC Busan Wave. And honestly, GC Busan Wave looked phenomenal. RunAway fell quite a bit behind in Ultimate Economy, where, again, you're used to seeing RunAway as that, basically the picture of efficiency, right? The team to look at if you're looking for perfect synergy, cohesion, timings on point, everything going swimmingly. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine time and time again. Well, this time around, GC Busan Wave forced the chaos, and RunAway, they were kind of stuck in a lot of these brawling fights where they couldn't have the order that we're used to seeing them have.
Yeah, I get maybe RunAway just not a map one team. You know, they kind of, like you said, dropped that against Funi. GC Busan Wave did win control against Gen G. But we'll see how our next map will go after this short break. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. We got map 2 coming up. GC Busan Wave, yes, surprising, but maybe not. Because, hey, they're 2-0 on map 1. RunAway are 0-2. Let's see how Assault will go. We'll be heading into Temple of Anubis. We'll see if RunAway can make a comeback.
Yeah, a little bit of a pattern showing up right now, right? At least a little bit for these two teams on those two maps. But something that we haven't seen is Temple of Anubis so far, and that's the next map that we're going to be going into. And is RunAway going to make some adjustments? Because we would expect them to at this stage, maybe bringing in Yaki so that they have the opportunity to play some of those other picks. You know, maybe even consider bringing in Assassin for this map as well. That would be something that I would probably be thinking about if I was RunAway right now, given the hero pools, given the depth that you have with those players coming in for guys like, as well as maybe even Shui coming out for Assassin. Those are things I'm thinking about because, again, GC Busan Wave in this last map of Busan really kind of brought some chaos. There was no order that we're used to seeing from RunAway, and I think if RunAway need to be able, if they're going to be able to beat GC Busan Wave here, which is crazy that I'm even saying that, they need to be able to provide some order, and the best way that they do that is they play on their terms, play their version of this game here. And I think here on Temple of Anubis, you bring in something that you have a lot of practice on, which is either the 3 DPS that we saw last week, or you bring in that kind of straight up approach of a 3-3 variant that you're very strong on.
And well, we've seen GC Busan Wave pretty much only run the Sombra 3-2-1 so far, thus far, this contender season. Well, it's like, it's kind of different how RunAway are reacting to this meta. Remember, because like last season, no matter what, people running 3 DPS, Sombra, 3-2-1, RunAway always stuck to the 3-3. They were always best at that. And it felt like in that last map, because they had QOQ in the lineup, they probably wanted to play the 3-3, but got forced onto the Sombra. And maybe you saw sort of some, no, I would say Hisu's uncomfortable on it, but maybe they're just so used to Yaki on that role now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably where they're most comfortable playing the Sombra. Then you also have, of course, the Zarya being played there as well, because he's just going to be able to pick that up. Where now here on Temple of Anubis, I mean, we've already seen a little bit of Mag on the Winston. I think that's going to be continued here as well, as at least on defense, but perhaps even on offense, depending on how they want to play this out. I mean, we could even see some bunker strategies coming out as well. That's the thing, that this is what we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, where RunAway, they have so many different options. We're not sure exactly what they're going to be settling into, especially on maps like this, where there are really a lot of different things that you could pull out. Again, you have the option for that 3-3, maybe even bring in the Sombra and the Ana, where you have Mag playing the Winston, or you have that bunker that you can play. Mag known to be able to play the Orisa just as well. You have tons of different options, and Yaki, coming in. So that's actually that's interesting, actually. Yeah. And what that means to me is that what they want to do here is have Yaki maybe play the Sombra for, you know, maybe one of their attack phases or something like that, where you would now have that setup where maybe, I guess you could have even someone like QOQ maybe drop the Diva and play Brig. That could be an option if they want to go like crazy like that and still be able to play a double DPS comp for their defense, which is obviously what they're showing here. But We'll have to see how this plays out for them. I mean, on defense, this looks solid, but the question would be, how do they transition this to an offensive composition, given what QOQ is known for playing?
And Jungkook just setting up the symmetric teleporter to that high ground. And now they're going for some swaps from themselves, but kind of surprised RunAway are opting for maybe an Orisa setup when Mag is so good at the Winston. Last week we saw them on Volskaya, where that dichotomy of point A on Volskaya kind of similar to an Ana Winston defensive setup you would have here. But they're opting for the Orisa, a little bit less mobile, especially without that Lucio that they tried running on that first map. But now we'll see the first engage from GC Busan Wave, who are coming out with the Sombra Genji.
I really like this from GC Busan Wave. I think this is a really potent comp. I think that you can get kills very quickly, especially against things like Widow, and that's exactly what they're going to find first from RunAway.
Not often do you see the Ana win the duel against the Widow, but GC Busan Wave now get to step onto the point, but not for long. There is a Resurrector go through. He's finding also some picks, and with the DPS of Yaki by his side, it seems it might be very lethal for GC Busan Wave if they go and engage and don't get that immediate first pick.
Yeah, it has to be some follow-up there from GC Busan Wave. I mean, they caught RunAway off guard initially, got Hisu down quickly, but Lee Jae-gung was still up, so they were able to get even the res, bring Hisu back into the fight. Yaki popped off. You see him holding onto the barrage already. That's going to be the first ultimate online for either team.
And the EMP for Edison is at the ready, and already with a 2-for-1, and you take out the main healer, or at least the Ana of RunAway, and you hack Lee Jae-gung. He goes for the assassination, doesn't want to risk it. The team is followed up. Now RunAway have no healers. So that should be the first take for GC Busan Wave, but RunAway, do they drop? Do they try and give up a tick or two and then go for another fight? Because this is risky. You need to take these ultimates out of GC Busan Wave. They could be going into point B with an EMP blade.
Yeah, RunAway, I think they need to swap Hisu off of the Widow here, and I think that's why you're seeing the Enforsites coming up, so that they can see if any adjustments are being made or what kind of changes they're making to their approach. But at the moment, they're still sticking to this, and there is the swap there from Hisu, and this is smart from them. They know that a storm is coming their way. GC Busan Wave have the EMP Nanoblade set up, and they're close to being able to generate some of those backups that they're going to need to be able to sustain on the point should they get some headway early on with those three.
Yeah, it seems like they're always forced to play the Sombra. They also want to hack their Mega, so they have that resource available. They don't want Edison, they don't want anyone to take that away. There's the EMP actually getting the Pharmacy out of the sky instantly. The Nanoblade given up here, or used by GC Busan Wave, does get a few kills, but not maybe the game fight winner they were looking for.
So the storm came, and it was definitely weathered. RunAway hanging on there. The EMP came out from Edison. It just wasn't quite enough with Alpha E following up, trying to dish out some pressure onto QOQ, the diva from RunAway. And honestly, RunAway did a very good job to be able to sustain there, and now momentum has been thwarted. GC Busan Wave has none of that, so they're going to have to make some swaps, or at least one swap here. Alpha E, he's going to be going over to the Brigitte. They need a little bit more staying power, a little bit more that sustain that Alpha E is going to be able to give them, as well as the ability to perhaps deal with Mag, who's playing a little bit more aggressively right now because he's been able to.
Yeah, if that Genji gets in sights of Mag, he's probably going to destroy you. So GC Busan Wave, great swaps now, but they get hit with an EMP from Hisu immediately, and even gets Daydream, so they couldn't try and counter Bear or do anything with that. But the silver lining, they did also get the barrage out, so GC Busan Wave can take the L here, and they'll kind of work towards their own ultimate round.
This is where I would expect that Yaki... Oh, he's actually sticking to this. So they're not actually making a swap. And we've seen RunAway actually sticking to Pharah a little bit more than we would have expected, probably towards the beginning of the season. And we've seen them pulling this out a little bit more and more and sticking to it, as well as the addition of Gangnam Jin kind of playing a lot more Ana. And he's doing that again here. And a lot of picks coming out now for RunAway, dealing with GC Busan Wave so that they don't have the ability to come forward, start poking away rather at RunAway, getting an advantage early like we saw them doing on Control. I mean, RunAway, we always saw them losing a player early on Busan, especially on Mecha Base. That's not happening as much here anymore. Instead, it's RunAway.
Yeah, without that Brig now, who's going to keep Jungkook in check? He's got that Primal coming up. You have a ton of ultimates from GC Busan Wave, so it could be the round here. Can they get point B? It's a nice time bank but losing it here would mean a few more rounds of eco. So now going towards the right, you can see Yaki did do some scouting, knows exactly where they're coming from. You can see even Hisu followed up with a hack, and there's the EMP dropping on top of GC Busan Wave, but equally from Edison, so this kind of neutralizes the fight.
Oh, Hisu throws out an EMP of his own, not really getting too much done though, so now RunAway just need to play the sustained game, and that's exactly what they're doing, trying to buy time for Yaki's barrage.
Oh, they traded. How did they just trade? That's amazing. Now GC Busan Wave, they use the barrier. Now they think this is a winnable fight. They're chasing off towards the right, but they gotta get these tanks out of the picture. They do clean up Jungwoo. There's QOQ leaving a self-destruct. Will clear the field. It still finds Daydream.
Unlucky? I'm gonna go ahead and call that an unlucky. That is all RunAway needed right there. I mean, if GC Busan Wave was able to stay alive in that without losing their Lucio there, they might have actually had a shot of being able to hold on to that point, especially with Edison generating up that EMP. But with that pick, RunAway are able to easily go in. They have the advantage, they have the speed, they have the extra bit of healing as well as the reinforcements, the advantage there. So RunAway just take that and steal it away. GC Busan Wave maybe with a little bit of an error there on themselves. And now again, you were saying before, if they didn't make that push work for them, now they're going to be into a couple more eco pushes. Well, that's the case, and now they don't really have a lot of time. I mean, you're down to that 2-minute marker, that window where you only really have one more really solid effort to be able to get this point.
Oh, EMP from Hisu, counter EMP. This has been a few more times now we've seen counter EMPs, but when the fight is neutralized, it seems RunAway will still come out ahead. And look, Mag is still carrying despite not even having to use that Primal. They have Nano Primal for the next fight. GC Busan Wave didn't really get much ult charge out of that either.
And on top of that, also, Edison tried to go for the EMP setup, so now he's sitting down at 6% and coming out of respawn, so he's not going to be able to generate as fast as Hisu is, especially when Hisu is kind of already set up here on the high ground a little bit. And again, RunAway just kind of buying time. That barrage is going to be able to come out as well. Hack onto Yaki, but he's going to be safe, and Edison picked off again!
Maybe Edison thought that was a pick he could have gotten. He did hack Yaki, but I mean, he still got a Mercy by his side. He maybe needs to wait for the rest of his team, and maybe wants to sneak that way once he's invisible. But yeah, that's going to be some time. GC Busan Wave have to wait, but down to 40 seconds. It's got to be do or die, and they don't have the ultimates here.
Absolutely down in economy right now. GC Busan Wave, they're able to capture this point. It's off of a miracle, and a miracle alone. So RunAway right now, they know this. They know that they have this advantage. They've been keeping track of all this. So GC Busan Wave, how are they going to go in? They're going to go through Dark here, and all they have to really rely on is Jungwoo, probably with this nano boost. And they only have 15 seconds now.
Oh, RunAway have so much. The Nano, the Valkyrie, they have a barrage waiting for them on the other side of this door. And Mag with a Primal. GC Busan Wave, can they go against the odds? They have a Nano Jungwoo that could be having some fun very soon. Overtime starting. GC Busan Wave cannot wait any longer now. But where is RunAway, they ask? Well, RunAway's probably somewhere in your backline. Hisu now is ready with the EMP. Translocates in, drops it on GC Busan Wave with that barrage at the front door. The trade goes in, but the kill's all ready for RunAway. If you don't have all 6 of your players ready, very unlikely you can keep surviving these fights, especially on the point B assault. So it sucks because GC Busan Wave, look how many ultimates they have now.
Yeah, now they can turn things back around. They have the grab, trying to deal with QOQ off the point, and they're going to be able to clean him up here, but they still have to sustain, and it's going to be so hard to do that.
QOQ didn't even die from the solo grab, but that's okay. GC Busan Wave will not be able to complete point B after sort of several rounds of compositional changes and ult rounds.
Yeah, so going for those eco pushes and then trying to figure out a way to go in. I mean, RunAway just met them every single time, knew exactly how to deal with the weapons that were coming their way. Really good stuff, and RunAway kind of playing a lot more aggressively. You're seeing some of that order, some of that composure coming back from RunAway, or rather for RunAway now, as they're kind of dictating the pace of these engagements. They're controlling the tempo of these fights, and Mag is all but in control at this point, and that's going to be huge for RunAway to continue this. And I think a lot of that has come from the pressure that Yaki has been able to put down, and that's nothing on Shui. It just seems like this time around RunAway is a lot more cohesive with the way that they're approaching these engagements, and the pressure that Yaki is putting out here is certainly a big help.
And you didn't see many somber duels between Edison and Hisu. It felt like Edison shifted his focus towards Yaki on Lafara. So he'd get a lot of hacks that maybe takes him out of the sky, maybe gets him to very low HP, but very rarely, if at all, ever got that execution. And even we saw sometimes Edison often losing his own life to Yaki on that Pharah. So don't even need the Brig, but the focus was maybe on the wrong person.
So this is interesting here for GC Busan Wave, where, you know, they're playing without the Brig, and instead they're employing the Baptiste alongside an Ana, and it's actually Alpha Yi who's playing the Diva. I mean, something that we talked about a little bit was GC Busan Wave. You know, they have that off-tank player that can play Diva, but Ritz is kind of a Zarya specialist. I mean, that's where he performs at his peak. So that's exactly what we're seeing him play here, and it's going to be Alpha Yi actually kind of performing those duties of playing the Diva for his team, where they're going to be playing a triple tank double DPS with the Baptiste on the high ground alongside an Ana.
It was very interesting, because usually you give up the Diva for the Sombra, like you said. So we'll see if this setup works for GC Busan Wave. I mean, the first 2 weeks of Contenders' career, it's all about experimenting, what you can get away with. And GC Busan Wave, they have to hold this defense if they want to see if they can get up in the series. And so far, Fielder is kind of a sniper.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Fielder landing all of his shots, and just one missed shot from Gangnam Jin onto LeGDAY actually was the killer, the death knell there. I mean, LeGDAY dropped because Gangnam Jin just kind of missed one flick, and that's going to be the case in these high level of gameplay, right? If you miss one shot, that could be it. So it's just going to buy more time for GC Busan Wave now. But interestingly, GC Busan Wave, you can see them kind of tucked into this low ground here. RunAway could expose them if they go for an aggressive dive. They need that spacing to get that pressure in, though.
Yeah, just Busan Wave playing so safe right now, out of line of sight. They just want to deny that. And look at Yaki's ult charge. You can tell that he hasn't been seeing a lot of people with these rockets. But RunAway already warded off. You can see they really maybe don't know so far what target and what area they really want to dive to.
Once they get a notion of the positioning of those healers, I think maybe GC Busan Wave could be vulnerable there. Obviously, Daydream is going to have that immortality field, that disc that he can toss, and he can jump right on out of there. But Fielder might still be under duress unless RunAway could, or sorry, GC Busan can answer that. It's going to come from the EMP. Edison has it ready.
He's going to be looking for it shortly. Going to keep himself safe. Waits for the engage of RunAway and has Mag on the other side. But hey, I have a primal. I'm not scared of you. But now no translocator means he could be vulnerable. As RunAway look for a time to engage. They also have Yaki's barrage. They're gonna hack him again. Mag destroyed. And not having any follow-up from QOQ or the rest. EMP even followed from Hisu, which gets everyone from GC Busan Wave, but we're RunAway ready.
Oh, they're all grabbed indoors, but GC Busan Wave, they have the immortality field that might allow them to stay alive, and they get the return kills as well. The immortality field is exactly what they needed to stay alive indoors, and that was just the bait that they were going for from the outset. That's what I was talking about before, where GC Busan Wave, we saw how on the low ground they were kind of keeping Ana nested in there, but that was clearly something that GC Busan Wave was playing into. They knew that play was going to come from RunAway, and they answered back very, very quickly with a grab of their own.
Yeah, it's also so much trickier to shoot that immortality when you're in a building like that. And having the Ana to protect yourself against the Sombra, this is a great setup. Of course, less healing because you don't have that third support, but clearly more peel for the front line, which is all GC Busan need. Keep your healers alive, keep your front line alive, and RunAway down to their last minute. They still have to get point A. It's taken some time. At least you see QOQ getting rid of that immortality. You see the GC Busan Wave front line starting to crumble, but they have an EMP to respond now. Does Edison use it now that RunAway are engaging? Mag has found some people in the corner with a primal, so maybe this housing setup from GC Busan Wave will not keep them alive much longer.
They're just going to sustain here. We see Ritz still alive. He's just going to jump on the point. He's going to die, but that was already a really good start defensively for GC Busan Wave. They found a way to deal with a lot of the pressures that were coming from RunAway defensively, and RunAway kind of playing that same composition. You can see how GC Busan Wave was able to pivot there, and now they're also doing that yet again here. I mean, Edison is actually coming out onto the Tracer, which is an interesting selection for them, and he's looking to really just put everybody in his backpack. Oh, that's
big. That's pretty big. All right. So RunAway will make their way towards point B. They have tons of time, only needing a 45.6%. They do use the EMP. Yaki This is finding juicy targets with that barrage, and now until now finds Alpha E, and that is a clean fight win for RunAway, who were just about, there we go. The good tempo of Anubis, and even up our series.
And in another timeline, that could have been a first point hold. I mean, what we saw at the end there, we'll look at this play that kind of set things up for RunAway. That was such a pivotal moment there for QOQ to get that Graviton. That was what GC Busan Wave was kind of banking on there for Edison to be able to kind of go off into the back line as well. But because they didn't have that Graviton to play off of, he didn't have that control, didn't have that backline pressure that they needed in that fight. But on top of that, I think what was more pivotal was the hack that actually went onto Edison back on point A. I mean, when we saw Edison, he had the EMP at the ready, but he got hacked, so he couldn't pull it out. What happened? They had to back up. They didn't have control of that fight, and RunAway took over. Edison had to use his EMP for a retake, and that wasn't as efficient as what they were looking for.
Yeah, RunAway is definitely taking over. We have an even series so far. We'll be heading into hybrid for map 3. We'll see you soon.